Hello and welcome to number X of my videos. We're going to watch today the following. It's going to be a Java application. It's going to be about web scraping. We're going to have to bypass many obstacles because the web is not very happy with us or anybody fetching their contents and scrapping and saving them. They set the obstacles by creating inconsistent identifiers, spurious advertisement, and spurious content. Inconsistent identifiers, I mean by that, for example, when they refer, when they refer to an item here and the attributes like price, location, how many rooms, and etc. Sometimes they name it using an identifier. Some other times they don't do that. They use a HTML DOM element and the location, right as I am showing you here. Okay. Some other times also, I mean, you're gonna notice that this URL th, that's for the first page. But if I go down to next page, see number 2, this th is going to disappear and it's going to be replaced by a no in here, right? So I have to take that also into account because otherwise I won't be able to progress, okay, throughout the website. Okay, so for every page, on page number 2, I'm going to have to be clicking on each row, and within each row, I'm going to be fetching the contents. Their pattern is that they have decided to call whatever is on the left, they call it property, and whatever is on the right, they call it value. However, sometimes they refer to price, which is price, without proper identifier. So, as you will expect, something like price of the property, whatever. Some other times they refer through a DOM element. That's one thing. Some other times they will not include the price. So this row disappears. What happens if this row disappears? This one takes on the place that this one was occupying. So the DOM element changes. Okay. For example, if I'm right here, as you can see, they're referring to this as property. And if I go a little bit down below, you see highlighted the price. Okay. I click on here on the span. I expand it. And I can see the property. Well, here is the integer. Then I have an empty space, and then I have the euro symbol. Of course, in order for me not to have my application crashing, I have to, in my case, I have regular expressions to get rid of that. And when it came to not including the price and including the bill instead, what I use is just an exception. So if I don't encounter an integer where I'm expecting a price, I will be skipping that, so it won't crash my application. Right here, okay, right here. So well, okay, that doesn't explain that much to you. It's precio. I cast it, and if it's an integer, I will print it out, and if it's not, well, oops, it's not a number. Okay. Then, like I said, this is to get the claim of the type of the property. I have the same thing for prices. I have the same thing for description. Blah 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 blah. Then I have this is part of the code because I cannot show you all of the code since this is proprietary and they're paying me for this. And then I have the call to the URL of the API in the APIX matrix. I am interpolating the variable. Actually, that is what in German you will say Ort. In Russian you will say Gorod. In French you will say Bill. In Hollandish you will say, I can't remember, Dort, I think. In Italian, città. In Spanish, ciudad. Alright, so origin, the origin is going to be the variable, so it's going to be, as we have just seen right here, it's going to be changing for every row. Okay, so it's going to be injecting itself in here, whereas the destination is a fixed one. Okay, it's going to be Biarritz. I can also choose what is going to be driving mode. By that I mean it can be bicycle, it can be walking, okay, and I can also choose the language in which this is going to be displayed, and then I have my API key over there. So now we are going to run the application. The thing is that after the video yesterday, I created a first version, and then I deleted the API key, and today, even when I created another one, sort of, I don't know whether it's the cache or that they take time to update, it will be telling me that my key had expired, even though I had deleted it and I had created another one. But most of the times it has been working, I mean, first time it worked flawlessly, perfect, but after the issue with the keys, it has been given 90%. I think it takes time to update. Anyway, I'm going to run this. I'm going to show you how it works. By the way, I'm using Maven because this API has nearly 20 dependencies. So, of course, I'm not going to be able to track all that, so I leave it up to the robot and to Maven. All right, it has been running properly. Let's take an example. For example, right here. Okay, so this is one of the pages I'm fetching. I get the city. I get first, well, a printing of the price. Then I get another printing just to show there is int. This is the type of property, so it's an apartment. And this is a kind of a, well, this description, the Beschreibung here. And then this is the XML. This is the result that is being returned by Google. Okay. So quite happy with that. What do we have in here? I have the origin address, which in this case is the city of Po. So it's not going to be definitely within 30 kilometers. The status is okay. It takes 1 hour and 26 minutes, and it's located in 125 kilometers. The instructions for my customer was that the apartment had, or I mean, the house had to be within 30 kilometers of Biarritz. So in this case, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to parse this object, and this one will be discarded because it's beyond the distance. Whatever is within the 30 kilometers, I will save it in the database. So as you see, we have been able to fetch, scrap France's largest website. We could, I mean, I have no interest in getting all of the content. This is just for educational purposes or whatever. Okay, but we also created an application that is much more powerful. Well, much more powerful. It does have a functionality that this one doesn't have, like how far it is one city from the other. Because when I first started doing it, it was nonsense. Of course, I could not be just going through all of the villages and see how far this one was from Biarritz. So that was pointless. Okay, so that's why I decided to create the robot. Okay, I hope you like it, and see you next time. Bye.